Hey, what's up, Deirdre?
Hello.
How's it going?
It's good.
Where are you tuning in from?
At home in Jacksonville.
Nice.
Yep. Where you in
Sounds good.
California, right?
Los Angeles, yeah. Let me see if I can get Rich to mute them. Hold on, let me see. I'm glad. It's nice to see you. Glad you showed up.
Me too. I told Agnes to jump on. Says she's
Oh.
working, but I wanted her to jump on. Let me text her.
Yeah, definitely. Rich. Somebody make noise. So Jackson, you said, is it Jacksonville, Florida?
Yeah.
Very cool. How long you been there?
Gosh, like 2015 is when I actually came and stayed. But I had started coming to Florida in like 2005. I came to Gainesville, and then I started going back and forth. I was a little snowbird. I was going to Orlando, back to New York, and then I moved to Jacksonville and kind of got stuck and had my son.
Nice. How old's your son?
He just turned 8 this year.
Wow! Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm like, Lord, everybody else have like grandchildren.
Yeah.
A child, that is my only child.
Wonderful. Wow. Yeah, eight's an interesting age. I have a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old. So and what I saw was like 8 is kind of just towards the end of like real sort of like childhood, and then once you get to like 11, then it's like, oh, they're teenagers. They're like whole different ball game.
I swear my son is like, I was like, he is so extra. I'm like, these kids, they know so much. And like my son is like really into like the presidents, and when the Declaration of Independence was written, like he's been into that since he was 4. He's known all the presidents since he was 4.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, one day he just started saying them, and I was like, you know all the presidents?
That's funny. Yeah, my son can name like 300 dinosaurs, like just off the top of his head. Dinosaurs, 300.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I only thought there was like 7 or 8 of them.
Yeah, I'm a T-Rex and a raptor. I don't know nothing else.
That's about it. Yeah. Awesome. Does your son play any sports?
Basketball.
Yeah.
He loves basketball.
Does he look like Kendall, your son, a little bit?
Everybody says he looks like Khalif.
Oh, okay.
My little brother Khalif.
Uh-huh.
No, he is such a character. Like, I don't think he says she's still at the winery.
Ah.
She can get on her phone. She can get on her phone.
I see some of your stuff pop up on LinkedIn. How do you enjoy real estate?
Yeah, I'm liking it now. Before it was like, I wasn't really doing it, but now I'm like full time, so I'm enjoying it now.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of real estate?
I would say meeting different people and helping them find what they need. Excuse me, like, I don't know, I'm nitpicky, so it doesn't bother me when they ask for stuff. I'll be like, oh yeah, that ain't no problem.
Yeah.
I'm very nitpicky, let me tell you.
That's
but
great.
I like selling more. Like I like just having listings. Like I just sold some land in Fernandina. I got something over in Orange Park. So like I prefer to have listings, but
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, selling is a fun game when you can do it in a way that just feels very, personal and human. You're not trying to get one over on somebody. You're really trying to help them, get them what they want, what they need that can move them forward. Yeah, it can be really great.
Yeah, because I don't do good with lying. So no.
Yeah. No,
I'm not good. I've tried everything. So I remember back in the day, like being a teenager, trying to sell carpet cleaning and doing telemarketing and stuff. I remember doing that in Virginia Beach, and I'm like, it didn't last long because I'd be like, I can't lie to these people.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. It's no, it's important. It's important to come from the right place.
Yeah.
Did you ever go back? Did you ever go back to East Hampton?
I was home last year. We went home last year and had my son's 7th birthday party in New York because he never had it with all his cousins and all that or whatever. But his birthday's in July, so he don't even get to have it with his school friends. Mm-hmm. So we went home last year. We wanted to go this year, but we didn't make it because my little cousin graduated high school. And I was like, I can't. First of all, I can't even believe she graduated high school. But but we keep saying we want to go home. Like Agnes, Brenda, and Diane just came down last weekend to see me for my birthday.
What's Brenda up to?
She's actually a truck driver.
A truck driver?
Yep. She That's sure awesome.
Does. I ran into her on the train a couple of years ago, a couple of years after high school. And I was glad to admit she seemed like she really had sort of like because she was a little on the wild side as kids, yeah. And so but I had a really nice conversation with her on the train. She seemed like she really kind of settled down and had things working in a good direction. It's cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's still Brenda, but she's way calmer. But she will still snap. But he's way way calmer. Like, we're grown now, so
Does she have family, any kids or anybody?
No, she doesn't have any children, and her mom, actually Brenda literally has no family. Her mom was with her in Virginia Beach, but she passed away last year. And then you remember her brother Wendy? I don't know if you remember her brother Wendy. Yeah. He's finally out of jail, but Brenda wanted nothing to do with him though, because he's still staying with them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tina, she's in South Riverhead somewhere. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Nice. How's she doing?
She's good. She's a grandma.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yep, she's good. Agnes is good. Agnes is doing great. She has her own. She has a car service.
Nice.
So yeah, she's doing really good. That's like I said. She's at the winery. She has some people she took to the winery. Like while she was down here, supposed to be vacationing with me. On my birthday for the weekend, her and her husband were both like this. What are you doing?
Yep.
But they're doing good too. They're doing really good. She's a grandma too.
Wow. Amazing. Hey, Diana.
It's Diana. How are you?
Good. How you doing? It's Foxy D and Brooks over here. How you doing?
It's a little hard to hear you guys. I'll have to ask Rich about the speakers and stuff.
Oh, I just said something amazingly brilliant and you missed it, so I can never repeat it. You can't hear it?
I'm gonna get Rich.
All right. Well, there you go. Audio problems. You gotta get Rich Morey on those audio problems.
Yes, they might need to turn it up.
Deirdre, what's the most exciting thing you've ever sold in real estate?
Nothing.
Brooks?
Greg.
How are you?
Oh, is that Greg?
Yes, that's Greg. Hey, Greg.
Wow.
I got a little more gray hair, I know.
Well, hey, you've got hair, so you can't complain, right?
Every day you got to take the choice. How are you guys?
I'm great. You just can't see my Greg, but I have a lot.
Yeah, I'm doing good too.
Every once in a while, Deidre.
Yes, you know, pop up.
Deidre, are you still down in Florida?
Yes, I am in Jacksonville.
Brooks, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thanks. Yeah, good to see you. How are you? You retired from the police force a couple years back,
No,
right?
I'm still there.
Did you retire and come back, or you just never retired?
Let's try that again, bud.
Oh, did you ever retire and come back, or you just stayed there the whole time?
No, I never. I went off to the. I worked in the task force for several years up west.
Uh-huh.
Then came back to my home base, but
Yeah.
all good.
What was it? What was the task force like? 'Cause that sounds exciting. What was the task? Tell me about the task force.
Yeah, it was. I worked for the district attorney's drug task force, so I went up there and spent a long time. I spent 6 years. 6 years. 5 of the 6 I worked undercover, all over. So yeah, it was a good run, good experience.
You were on. You
I
were
was, and I never. I know we can talk about it now, but yeah, who would think that? I know Deirdre's laughing at me, but it's true. Who would think Greg Brown? I go anywhere I go, I scream cop, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I went up
You had to be an
there.
actor. Greg, you had to be an actor.
One thing went to another, and I got teamed up with a state trooper and a DEA agent. And we went all over. We were doing all kinds of stuff. But great experience. Made a lot of friends. I'm still here 28 years later.
Tell me an exciting undercover story.
I got a lot of them. When you come out, we can discuss that.
Okay.
I want to know.
Tell us one quick story. One quick story, Greg. One quick undercover story.
All right. One quick one.
Yeah.
You're not recording.
No. Oh, actually, no, it is recorded. Actually, it is recorded, so careful.
So I went out to do a deal, and I got played. I got played very well. Now, obviously, when I tell you the end of the story, you'll understand what I was buying. So I went out and I did a deal. Transaction took place. I was all excited. My bosses, everybody was happy. Come back, and I had a lot of bluestone in dime bags. Bluestone gravel. So I was obviously played by the deal and what they sold me and what I didn't get as product. But
Oh my God.
once more. So we can discuss other things.
My God.
Deirdre, you're good?
Yes, I'm very good. I'm very
Yeah.
good.
Speaking of, you talked to Earl much? Deirdre? Earl Hampton?
I haven't talked to him recently, but when I come home, I do see him.
Do you know he retired?
Yes, I do know that. I saw the party.
Yes.
Yes, I saw the party.
Right.
You said what?
I miss him already.
Aw. How did he retire
Wait,
before? How did he retire before you?
try that again, Deirdre.
How did he retire before you?
That's a good question. Every time I bump into him, I ask him that. Whatever works for each other. I think he did 20 years and got out right on the button. I'm on my 28th year, so it's all good. I'm a freshman in high school and a freshman in college and a junior in college. So.
Oh, hey, can you guys? Jason Huerman's trying to get in the room in the chat room. Can you admit him?
I'm gonna let Diana handle the IT work.
All right. Yep. Jason Huerman's trying to get in, so you have to admit him. He's probably
Guys,
like in the.
Let me grab Rich.
Good to see you, Greg.
Stay healthy, all of you.
Yeah, you too, man.
That's right, should have made
Show me, I can help.
it.
I didn't even look up there. I'm sorry.
You know, we got the screw got cut off, trying to figure out why it's cutting off.
Hey.
It's my high school reunion.
Hello.
Jay,
Hey, how are you?
What's going on? Can you hear us? You can hear us?
Yes.
Hey, man. How you doing? Good to see you.
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. Well, so you're in Central Time, you said, right?
Yeah. Yep.
What state?
Alabama.
Alabama. Wow, that's cool.
And maybe tell folks you guys are here.
Oh, hey, Diana, before you go, I lost her. Oh yeah, well, hold on. Could you, or can you mute if you walk away because the noise is loud?
Shut up, dog.
Perfect. Thanks, Diana. Yep, great. Thank you.
Why you muted and don't have a picture? We cannot see you.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get on the computer right now. This is Steve. How's everybody doing?
Hey, what's up, Steve?
He probably wants to keep the camera off.
Oh,
No,
there,
I'm
look at
talking on
that.
the computer, dude. That's all.
Look at that ribbing. So Alabama, what takes you to Alabama there, Jason?
I married a good-looking only child.
Well
So,
done. Well
Roll
done.
Tide.
What part of Alabama?
Montgomery, Alabama.
Very cool. How long you been there?
10 years, or 11 years, because that's when she was pregnant and we moved back home. We actually lived in Jacksonville Beach before that. Deidre, you're in Jacksonville, right?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Deidre is, yeah.
I'm
What's
in
up, Steve?
Yo.
I know.
Hey, Steve,
Hey, Dee Dee.
how are you?
Doing good. You guys mentioned Jacksonville. I want to, actually add on too. I was in Jacksonville for like 5 years.
I was there for like 10.
Yeah, I went to school there. So I know, Deidre, you're there right now, right?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
we lived at Jack's Beach.
Okay, I live in Fort Caroline, Arlington.
Okay.
My mom is on the south side.
Nice.
Actionville.
I was in, I went to JU, so I was like Arlington, kind of that area, but it's changed a lot since I last been there.
Okay,
Hello. Oh, can you hear us? Well, yeah, now you're
I
muted.
think she's. Now you're muted.
She was on for a sec. I do have some questions. I prepared some questions so we can actually talk about a few things. But I have no idea what to expect here. Hello, Jennifer. How
There
you
you
doing?
go. You have to unmute yourself though.
Oh yeah, you got to mute. You're muted.
Yes, sir.
All right, here's.
Oh, so you can hear me. Your hair's.
Yeah, we should.
You can come in.
We should.
Your hair's crazy. Kids I went to school with. Just come.
We should be able to hear you now, Jennifer.
Which one?
Oh, no, I think he's got bad connection. All right, I'm gonna hit up some questions here. You guys ready? We have some fun.
Crawling.
I know Jason Huerman, you're ready, right?
I am.
Oh, wow.
All right, here we go. Here's the first question, my friends. All right. Can you name, I'm going to put it in the chat so you can leave it there too. Can you name a movie that you saw in 1990?
In 1990?
Goodfellas.
Yeah, you were graduating. Can you
Goodfellas.
Point Break.
Point Break. Did you see Goodfellas in the movie theater?
I did see Goodfellas. I didn't see it.
I saw
Actually,
it a little bit later.
it was in college, and they had it like at least 3 months later or whatnot.
All right. Jen,
What's up?
Cynthia, what's up, guys?
Okay.
How are you?
Great. How you doing?
You need to be closer to us.
You got to talk to Rich Morey. It's a Rich Morey. That's a Rich Morey question.
You guys hear us?
We can't
Yes.
hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh, I think it was muted. Oh no, well no, it's not muted
No, we
anymore.
can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay.
Oh,
You're not
okay.
very-
Cynthia, what happened to your arm?
Oh, I had rotator cuff. I don't even know where to look. I had rotator cuff surgery. Oh, okay. I had rotator cuff surgery. Sorry.
That,
We missed
Cynthia,
you
that's
guys. You guys should all be here.
yeah, I know. I know. It's,
Evelyn?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're planning the next party, which is going to be a kegger at Albert. So next time you better come.
Yeah, because we can do our 35th soon. 'cause
Yes,
it's
right?
2 years.
Because we have no
Two
time
years-
left. Right.
2 years
32.
away.
We're right,
Right.
3 years away.
Well, yeah.
3 years.
Well,
Kegger.
it's almost 2023.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Lord of mercy. You guys all look great.
Yeah, I like Deidre's background.
Me too. Deirdre
Yes,
looks
sir.
Sure, that's a J. Bill background.
big city.
What did
I just learned how to do that.
What did you call you? Brooks, what did you call her in Facebook today? Or yesterday?
Foxy D.
Foxy D.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I know.
That might have been from middle school. Might have been from middle school. It was a long way back.
Yeah, it was. My dad used to call me Foxy.
Oh yeah.
But we're gonna send some people over to see you gorgeous people. But we just realized, I just literally turned around and realized you guys were on the screen over here.
We've been staring at you. We've been watching your shoes.
My ass. My ass.
I need to turn
In
my
my pink leather pants. I got pink leather pants on. All right, we're sending more people over.
Yeah, send them over. Send them over. All right, we're gonna keep going with our questions. Hey, wait, hold on before you go. Can you guys see the chat? Can you see the chat?
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah, it comes up. Yep.
Yeah.
Up
I
on
know
the,
you guys can.
it's
That's
like
the people
right
there.
now we see 6 screens, and then where our screen is, we can see it right at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, you can see chat. Okay, good. It's good to know. When you walk away, can you mute before you walk away?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to do that. I can. You know, it's open bar here.
Oh, we missed it.
and I'm dressed for a bar. I'm ready.
Cheers.
Now you're okay. So, did you, Jason? Did you see Goodfellas? Do you remember seeing it that year? I mean, it's one of my favorite movies
Yes,
now.
I
don't
did.
remember seeing it. Did you saw it like at East Hampton movie theater?
Well, it was the movie theater at college at SUNY Cortland, so it was
Okay.
half
So
and
not cool.
half.
Yeah. Wow, awesome. Yeah, one of my favorite films now. But I don't remember when I saw it. I think a couple years later. Okay, next question. Similar. Starting with a couple softballs, then we'll get some more exciting ones. All right. Second question. What was your favorite song in 1990? Deirdre, I want to hear it. Favorite song, 1990. Steve.
No idea what year a song played until you play it, and then I'll go.
Senior year of high school. What was your favorite song senior year?
I do not know, but the other night I was singing Bon Jovi, "Living on a Prayer" up in here.
There you go. That works. How about you?
Hey, this morning I heard "Sweet Child of Mine." I'm like, all right, that brings me back to here we are. Yeah, that was
There
one
you
of those
go.
things.
Yeah, like I
There
don't
you
know
go.
the years. I just love
Jennifer,
my-
how about you? Do you have one?
Oh my gosh, I don't remember back that far to songs. Forget
It's
that.
weird, huh?
I'm getting old.
I hear it. I can't remember last year, let alone 23 years ago. Jason, do you have
Okay.
one?
I don't know, probably a Pearl Jam song. I don't know if that was too early or not. That might have
You're
been a
talking
couple
like
years later.
That's what I'm
I think it might
Yeah.
have been a couple years later, or mid 90s maybe. All right,
Mid.
let's keep it rolling. So here's what I think we can do. When somebody else comes over, let's mute. And I'll call on one person to talk at a time. I think that probably will make it flow a little better. Okay. Meanwhile, we are rolling along. Okay. This is sort of an easy softball question. What is, and we can actually, I'll call on you in order here so we make sure we get it clear. All right. One great memory from high school. Steve Myers, you're up first. I thought your name, I thought you had is it S or no S? You didn't have an S on your name, Steve Myers? Coach?
Yeah. No, Coach Myers hit an extra S in the end, but no, it's all good.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
But,
Yeah. 23
honestly,
years.
best memory is just honestly spending it with all of everybody that I was in high school with. That means there's no one great memory. It was just all such a great time. So that's
Nice.
honest. It's like,
Awesome.
boom.
Four
Or
years
I'd
of
say
awesomeness.
Or I'd say knee football in your backyard, Brooks, whatever.
There you go. That's what I like that one. I like that one. Deirdre, you're up. Great memory. One great memory from high school.
Driver's ed with me, Agnes, and Shatina, and somebody else in the car with Mr. Emmons.
Me.
And it was you?
Yeah, it was me. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
It was always something. We was always trying to go to the store. We was way in Sag Harbor. Like, we were everywhere. Like, that driver's ed was the best for me.
Mr. Evans used to use that right brake quite a bit. I'm just saying. That's all. No offense, but he was using it quite a bit, right?
That's funny. All right.
The only time I ever won a lottery ticket was during driver's ed, and we had a lady.
All right. What do we got here? Was that Matt Dow? Yeah,
Oh,
Matt Dow. So Matt, you gotta unmute. Oh, and Rose. Hey, Rose. So
Unmute.
unmute, Matt and Rose. You gotta unmute. We can't hear you. You gotta unmute.
Go over down there. Go down to like where your
Matt's
drink is.
technically challenged.
Like I think the phone is over where like the drink is or something. Like unmute down there.
You gotta unmute. Matt Dow, unmute. Unmute. We can't hear you.
You have to turn off mute.
Is that Barnett? She might be able to figure this out.
So.
Yeah.
Unmute. Let me spell it correctly. Screenwriter, gonna spell it correctly. Unmute. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. You gotta unmute. Unmute. Yes, there. Rose has it. Yeah. Oh, she I think she understands, but she didn't lay it down. That's Rich's wife. Hello, Pamela. Oh, Pamela, no. Hey, Pamela, you guys need to unmute. We can't hear you. Unmute. It's like a.
by the way, I'm doing maroon right now, maroon and gray.
Oh, look at that. He's representing.
My
Well done.
10-year-old did a better job in his second grade class 2 years during the pandemic with Zoom calls than this.
Yeah, this is pathetic.
Whatever.
No, just the one area there.
Yeah. It's a click the button. Pamela, can you unmute? Unmute. There's the mic. Your microphone's muted. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we can't read lips. Okay. We'll keep going. All right. Here's the memory. Jason Huerman, great memory from high school. Doesn't have to be the best one.
Watching Rich Swanson intimidate people from private schools when we played tennis. Nice. That's great. Yeah. No, I got that when I played soccer with him. It was wonderful. There's Rich. Thanks, Rich.
This thing got hey, sorry, I didn't know you were in there.
Yeah, we need somebody that knows how to.
Hear us now.
Yes, we can. Good to see you. All right, Jennifer. One great memory from high school. Lay it on us.
One I don't know about, but I definitely loved choir. It was tons of fun. But I think my favorite part was senior prom.
Okay.
I have to tell you, it's really, really loud in here. So I know you just spoke, Jennifer.
Yeah. Yeah. So it seems like there's audio challenges. All right. So senior prom for Jennifer, awesome. Jason said yes. Deirdre, you said one great memory? I don't think so. One great memory. What do you got? Well, you're muted now. Deirdre, you're muted.
I'm you, Deidre.
I'm sorry, my mother talking to me on the phone.
Are you like a child?
Okay. Already.
Give us, Deirdre, give us one great memory from high school.
Didn't I tell y'all?
It was there.
Another one. Oh my God, what's another one? I did so much. Look, I did so much. Okay.
It's one. Give us one.
Oh God. Okay, me, Agnes, Brenda, I think Shatina.
Oh, that's right. You said, yeah, go give us another one. That's right. Yeah, you said the driver's ed one. I've forgotten already. Look at that. My memory's bad for 5 minutes. The driver's ed was a great one. That was a great one. Okay. I will. You know what? I will say. On my wall right here, I got Steve Meyer. You're on my wall right here. I'm gonna email you a picture. Hold on. But it's a picture of that we took. I think it was probably senior year of or might have been after. But we all dressed up in the costumes from the movies that we had made. And you're dressed up as I think the guy from that was sitting in a restaurant in one of our movies. It was awesome. But it's right here on my wall. I'm going to show it to you. And then I'll email. Put your email address in the chat. I'll email it to you. So that's my favorite. Well, not favorite. One a memory that I liked. Hold on.
Hey Brooks, that was like
That was a movie. Yeah, that was actually us coming like to not Georgia, but the other beach, White Horse.
That's right. That's
Right? Right? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I remember that. There's a video out there, right?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. Hey, so it's nice seeing everybody here. I don't know where everybody's at. This, the states. Like I think Deidre, I know you said you're in Florida, Jayville.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Where are you?
I'm in Arizona right now. I've been there for like 30 years, so I'm out in the desert right now. And
I lived in Tempe for 6 months.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
1997.
I'm in Tom's River right now, but I live in Pennsylvania.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. Okay. See, I can't do the cold anymore.
I'm out. Yep. Nope.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I cannot do it. I will not even go home and visit when it's cold. None of that. Like, no. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Where
I'm
are
not
you in
even
Arizona?
cold down here. Like, I don't have
No,
like,
Jacksonville gets cold.
huh?
So Jacksonville gets cold sometimes.
Yeah, and I complain, honey. I come out with the coat, the gloves. I done had on gloves. Girl, you're from New York. And I
Don't matter.
gloves with cold.
Steve.
Hey.
Steve, put your email address. I'm gonna email you this photo I just took. That's on my wall.
Yeah, you got it.
And then I got more questions.
Brooks,
Not
are you
done
in
yet.
LA still, right?
I am, yeah, Los Angeles. Been here since 2002, and before that I was in Chapel Hill, North Carolina for 3 years, and then New York City before that.
I was,
Okay, so
I was in New York for a couple of years.
Before I take it off.
What's that, Jason?
I lived in the city for a couple of years.
What'd you think?
I loved it. We actually lived in the West Village,
Cool.
and we left like 4 months before 9/11.
Oh, geez, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hairy. I'd left about a year before 9/11, so it was. But I'd been up in those towers. Those things were so massive. It was crazy. Are you typing in your email address, Steve? Okay, there it is. Cool. Okay, it's flying over to you.
Yeah.
And then I'll hit you guys with the next question. We'll keep this thing moving. MYERS 2 Myers 72. You guys ever been to LA? Anybody?
Yeah,
dude.
actually. And on my way back, I was thinking I was an unemployed school teacher, and I was thinking of teaching in California. But on my flight back, Scott Lambert was one row in front of me, and then we ended up hanging out for the whole 5-hour flight.
Oh, nice. Wow, cool.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
That was 1996.
Okay. You taking off, Steve?
No, I'm saying I can answer that question.
Yeah, how is he doing?
Oh, good. Okay, good. Oh,
So
how's he
he
doing?
lives about 1.5 miles away from me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
In
Yeah, he's
Arizona?
in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh, I thought he was in California.
Yeah, he moved from California, but I'll let him answer all the rest of those questions. But he lives about 1.5 miles from me. He has a daughter and a wife, and I'll leave it at that.
Wow, very cool.
So,
He
yeah.
I just emailed you that photo, Steve. So
Sweet. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
yeah.
Trust me, I do appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Yeah, no, it was fun. Those movies were. It's funny because I as much as I loved making those movies, what I do all day long now feels exactly the same. I mean, I absolutely love it, and I teach other people to do it. And I've got like an Oscar-winning producer attached to one of my projects now, and it's just fun. It's really been great. Okay.
They're on YouTube, right?
Yeah. There's a bunch of stuff on me on YouTube. So you get to see me, yapping, and Twitter and all sorts of things. Okay, so here's a good question, my friends. Is there anything you miss about high school?
Everybody. I just miss everybody. I had so much fun in high school. I swear, I had all.
Nice. Jason, what about you?
But I had a ball in high school. I miss everyone. I miss so
very
much.
sweet. Very sweet.
Coach
How about you,
Burns.
Jason? Oh yeah, he was great. He was special. Yeah, I made a video about him, and
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it was great. Hey, Diana.
Say hi. Hi, Steven. Hey, Tim. How are you?
Hey, Diana.
Hey, are you in North Carolina, Diana?
I'm still in Chapel Hill. Yes. Oh, I left Chapel
Nice.
Hill when I came back.
Okay.
Yeah. And I saw Steven.
2009.
It was a couple years ago.
2009.
What?
2009.
2000.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Yeah. 2009.
I didn't hear that. So yeah.
And she was still the exact same sweet person she's always been. So it was so awesome.
Love you. That's the reason I came over to say hi. He came and picked me up at my hotel in his Jeep, and I was like, still driving a Jeep here in the desert? And we went out for a really nice dinner over in, I guess I was staying in Tempe, right?
Yep.
That's a good time.
Look at that. Nice. Diana, how many people are at the are there in person?
I bet there's a good 20 people here. Yeah, let me go see if I can direct a few more over your way, okay?
Cool. We're here. We're happy to talk to him. Okay. Jason Huerman, anything you miss about high school?
Being skinny. I don't know.
Yeah, that's eating is fun, and things change. Eating and exercising, it's a different world as we get older.
I've weight gain my whole life. I've been on a weight gain my whole life, and I'm still on. When I had my son, I was so happy. After I had him, you could not tell me nothing. I had everything. It just went away. I was like, people said when you're older and you have a child, you'll keep all the weight. Lies. I went right back down.
Good for you, Deidre. Nice.
I need the curves. I'm older. I would like something like.
There you go. Awesome. How about you, Steve?
Say again?
Anything you miss about high school?
Bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches.
Oh,
Boom.
Oh.
well played.
It's in the heart, right?
Very nice. Yeah, literally, it's in the heart. How about you, Jennifer? Anything you miss?
I think I miss my friends, but I miss I used to skip with Christy Roselle all the time.
Oh,
at lunchtime, and that was a good time.
Where would you guys go when you skip school?
Sag Harbor.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Nice. Let's see. Do I miss anything about high school? No, I mean I had fun. It was all right there for me. I mean some of the I used to hang out in the basement of Greg and PJ Cantwell's basement, and we used to play games on weekends. That was pretty fun in a different way than in my life now. Okay, let's keep moving. What? Here's a funny question. Was there any class you took in high school that you feel like prepared you for adulthood? Any relevant classes in high school? Steve?
I'd have to say gym because I skipped it so much. I don't know.
Gym?
You know.
You gym?
No, I'm just kidding. No, it was like Mr. like somebody, I can't remember his name's like half-hour like history school that would just like, I was like, there's no point in me being here. I need to go out and like actually figure out what's going on in life. So, you know.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Yeah.
I hear that. Deidre, anything you can remember? Like, man, that was actually a really helpful class. Now.
Yeah, no.
5%.
How about you? How about you, Casey?
Waste my time.
I'd probably say Mr. Slattery's social studies class. You had to realize that you couldn't cheat in life because you never know who's looking.
Oh, sneaky, huh? How about you, Jennifer? You remember a class that you're like, oh, it was actually really helpful?
I think, well, I always loved science class, and now I do. That's what I do. So I think
Are you a science teacher?
I am not. I am a I am a technical director for vascular for the Heart Institute.
Oh, very
So,
nice.
Oh, cool.
but I do a lot of science things.
Cool. Nice. You know, for me, yeah, I feel very strongly that I wasn't really taught anything of real significance in high school, but I amazingly, one of the classes I hated the most was French class, Miss Italiano's French class that I took for like 5-6 years. But wait for it. I went to Paris and I actually could use it. It worked. I was like, what the hell? Like, not like fluent conversation, but I was like, hey, can you take me to the hotel? And like, what time is it? Like, it actually worked. Oh, Allison Lenny's here.
I could tell in that class.
Allison. Hey. How you doing? Good. What's going on? Can you hear us? Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. It was, you know what happened? I used to have so much flowing hair as a kid. I think my hair follicles after a while were like, fuck it, we're done. That's it. We're out. And it just stopped growing.
So where is everyone living now?
Jason, tell us. You go.
I live in Montgomery, Alabama. Roll Tide.
Montgomery.
Deirdre.
Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville?
Jacksonville, yes, Florida.
You can put it in the chat too. Steve.
Right.
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Nice.
Jennifer.
Easton, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Eastern Pennsylvania.
Really coast to
Allison, where are you living?
Where are you, Allison?
Me?
Yeah.
Michelle. So I'm spending part of the time here, and I'm down out in the desert, southern.
Oh, Michelle Napoli.
Yeah.
Oh, Michelle, I thought you were somebody else. Hey, how you doing?
I did too.
Yeah,
Hey, Michelle.
Yeah, it's funny. What do you know? You don't see somebody for 23 years. But,
I've seen any of you other than me.
Yeah.
Instagram.
32 years now.
yeah, I don't even know if I saw you like even in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like it was probably like the 80s or like senior year the last time I saw you.
Well, at least 90.
Yeah, that's right. 90. So where did you go? Where did you go after high school?
I'm sorry.
Where did you go after high school, Michelle?
Let's see. I went to college in Western Mass. I came home for a summer job, which turned into like 5 years. Then I went to the city, Manhattan, for 9 years, 10 years. Decided it was time for something different, but I couldn't quite figure out what that was. So I came back home for a little bit, about a year or so. And then I moved out west. You
can go. I don't want you running up and down. I don't want you down.
Wow.
I'm in
Cool.
Las Vegas,
Yeah.
but I hate saying Las Vegas because everyone thinks it's exciting. And we're on the outskirts, close to the mountains. I
Yeah.
trip maybe twice a year. I go out hiking and camping.
Yeah.
And
No, I know Vegas. I was on a TV show there for like 6 weeks, so I had a sense of how the locals lived. It was a reality show. I was a story producer on. Anyway, hey, so actually I got a question because I remember you being very left, like politically left, like a Democrat. So this is a question for everybody. Again, it's not like political, like any way you are politically is fine. But after high school, are your politics the same, or did you drift left or right? So it's the same left or right. Are you still lefty, Michelle? Are you still politically left?
I'm left of center. I think I'm older, more mature, a little more realistic.
a little more central left. How about you, Deirdre? Deirdre, did you go left or right or stay the same?
I believe I stayed the same.
Stay the same. And were you generally left or right? Republican or Democrat?
I'm Democrat, but they be worrying my nerves sometimes.
I hear you.
For what?
So
I'm Democrat, but they worry my nerves sometimes.
Yeah.
Because sometimes little kids do stuff I agree with. So
Yeah, this is a safe political discussion. We're all everybody's friends. We're not gonna. There's no
We're in a
argument.
safe room.
I'm just curious about changes. So, Jason, I think you and I were both in the Young Republicans Club. Is that correct?
Yeah, we were the Alex P. Keatons of this.
Did you stay
class,
right,
and
or did you switch left?
I went left big time in college, and then I taught a year in Baltimore, and then I taught a year in the Bronx, and it knocked every liberal bone out of my body. I kid. I'm now back right, but I'm surrounded by some extreme conservatives, and I would probably say that I'm a fiscal conservative, but with a lot of liberal views.
Yeah, that's interesting, and that's one of the things that I think doesn't get into the conversations. Also, on like Facebook, people they're complicated. There's difference. It's not so simple, red and blue, right? So that your path doesn't surprise me. How about you, Steve? Oh, Steve, were you in the Young Republicans with us too, or not?
I was probably a lot liberal in high school, and I am exactly on the opposite end of the spectrum right now. So,
cool.
cool.
Interesting. How about you, Jennifer?
I've always been Republican. Maybe now not as much as I used. I'm not happy with anybody, but I didn't switch.
No, I get it.
But I gotta go, guys. I'll try to come back on in a little bit. But it was nice seeing all you guys.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah.
So
I look forward to being at the next reunion.
There you go. Yeah. So I was Republican in high school, and then in college I went to NYU, and my friends were just like dogging me. They were all over me. They were lefty, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" So I had some good arguments, and then after a while, I was like, "Oh no, lefty seems to make more sense to me." So I'm definitely left leaning now, but I'm as a writer, I'm more interested in nuances and people than I am in terms of ideologies, and I see a lot of gray in really any sort of policy, and I see real value in either side. So, but I'm curious. It's interesting. Some people do go, yeah. Michelle, what do you think?
I will know I was pretty much forever since 18 registered as an independent.
Mm-hmm.
I did, and I do believe it goes based on important issues and the candidates, and not because I'm part of a team or a group or
yeah. And that doesn't surprise me about you. I remember you being really spirited and about your opinions politically, and so the fact that you have that view now doesn't surprise me. It's cool. All right, so let's go. I got another question. Here it comes. That was a hot topic question. Okay.
Come on, bro.
Former Reaganite.
If here's a question, you can see it in the chat, Michelle. If you could go back in time, what would be one piece of advice you'd give yourself senior year? Jason Huerman, you're up first.
I wish I did not listen to my counselors, who pretty much pushed me towards going to a state school, and I would have rather gone to a larger university.
Nice, good one. Steve Meyer, what do you got?
Skip more classes.
Yeah, I hear you. Michelle, how about you? One piece of advice.
I wish I had ventured farther away than Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I think, forcing the uncomfortable or embracing the discomfort of going farther away from home probably would have done this today.
Yeah, nice one. Here's do you see the question? If you could go back in time and give yourself one piece of advice your senior year of high school, what would it be?
On my junior year, I should have went to France to babysit for that year, that school year, because I graduated in France. Because the people I was working with.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Mhm.
Let's see. For me, I would just tell myself to relax. I was so when I think about me in high school, I was so like obsessed with things that I don't value in the same way now. So it would just be sort of relax, you know. I think take it easy. I mean, my enthusiasm was fine, but I recall being obsessed with certain things that weren't all that helpful. Okay.
Focus more on knee football, Brooks. That's what we needed to do. Knee football.
There you go. That's it. Okay. Here's the next question. Did you? Oh yeah. So all right, yeah. So I think we touched on this, but if you haven't yet, did you end up going to college after high school? And if so, were you happy with that choice? So Jason, you said that you wish that you went to a bigger school, right?
Yeah, I mean, I went to SUNY Cortland, which I really enjoyed actually, but it was funny. I went there to major in communications because I wanted to be, on ESPN, or a sports writer. And a week into being in college, they dropped the program. So I switched my major, but it was still a great experience. It was far enough away that I wasn't near home.
Yeah, sure. No, I get it. How about you, Deirdre? Did you end up going to college? And if so, were you happy with that choice, or do you think maybe I would have done something different?
Yeah, so I did. I went to Virginia State, and I did like my freshman year, and then my mom got sick, so I never got to go back. And she was like, I've been taking care of my mom ever since.
Well, good for you. Good job taking care of her. How about you, Michelle?
I liked where I went. It was a big school. I actually maybe wish I went to a smaller school. I also wish, I'm not sure, right before college or right after college, I wish I had maybe taken a year or a semester to go experience the world a little bit more. At that age, it's easier. You don't have rent or a mortgage or obligations quite like once you start adulting. It's a little hard to do that. So.
It took me forever to start adulting because I didn't have, like everybody else had children, I didn't have my son till I was 41. So I didn't start adulting.
I'm still not adulting to the point of having.
Yeah, what I'm saying? I just really started this little adulting thing. So, I was
get to a job, a career, a relationship.
I've worked my butt off, but I've been everywhere. Like I just be getting it. It was just me. So I was everywhere. And then, like you said, you start adulting. Mine just happened later than everybody else's.
You got me by 6 months.
Nice. Steve, how
old are your children, though?
My son is going to be 11 next weekend.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad. My son is 8, and that's my only baby. But I'm, we 50.
I know.
50 on Monday. Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
I would have bet the under for me, so I'm glad I made it.
Oh, that's true. Glad we made it. But I remember what 50 was. Like, when we were younger and people were 50, I'm so glad it's not the same. I'm so glad it's not the same.
Alan's up. Has he come?
He hasn't been up here. We haven't seen him yet. No.
I'm going to go grab him.
Send him over.
Oh, yeah.
Send him over. Hey, Steve, how about you? Where'd you go to school? I think you went to college after graduating, right? And did you like that decision?
Yep, I went to Jacksonville University in Jacksonville, Florida. And then I went to graduate school out here in Arizona, but that was more of a night school kind of thing. So, yeah. But
cool.
Yeah, I love Jayville. I miss it so much. I swear I do. I miss Jacksonville a whole lot. I miss Jack's Beach a ton.
Wow. Visit me. Just come visit.
I know. I'm saying I'm saying the desert's really nice though.
Nice.
Steve, I actually learned how to surf after college and being in Montauk. And when we decided to move to the South to be closer to my in-laws, who were in Alabama, or my father-in-laws, but we picked Jacksonville Beach so I could surf. I lived a half a block from the ocean, and the waves sucked.
They did. Oh, except if you live near the pier. Sometimes the pier was
where they would chum. I mean, I kicked a shark once.
Hey, listen, here's my reality right now. I can go surf in the Tempe wave pool if I want to.
Yeah.
I've done that once. It's not the same. Trust me. So,
that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. So my answer to the question is I went to NYU in New York, and I wasn't. A lot of people there were like, "I love New York." I was, I just wanted to study the film at the film school, and it was a good one, so that was fun. But I like New York. I ended up staying there 10 years, but I was also happy to leave. It was an intense 10 years. I
lived on 8th and 6th, right by the hot dog place. What was that called?
Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about.
The 40-cent hot dog.
The papayas.
Yes, great papaya.
Great papaya.
Go check myself.
Steve, what do you got?
Where do you guys live during that time? Like in New York City, it's like such hard places to live. I'm like, where do you find places? How did that work? Like, I'm just curious.
I lived in the 10 years I was in New York. I probably lived like 10 different places. So started in the Village on Washington Square West, and then was over on Mulberry Street for like 2 years, probably 2-3 years, 2 different apartments. Moved up to West 63rd Street. And then actually, here's an interesting story. The most fascinating place I probably ever lived in my life is Roosevelt Island, which is a thin strip of an island between Queens and Manhattan. It's the weirdest place in the world because you have stunning views of Manhattan, and it's like a tiny, tiny town. One diner, one Chinese food place, one kind of and it's all shitty food. It's terrible food because there's no competition. It's the safest place in all the 5 boroughs because it's all, and the housing is really creepy. There's pre-planned like low income, middle income, high income housing, and then there's a significant number of disabled people that are there too. So it's a very it just feels very like creepy. You're like in somebody's big sort of creepy thing. It was but it was cool. I was there for 6 months. You can take the tramway over to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not the only way you could go is that tram.
You can go. So here's how it works. You can go tram to and from Manhattan, subway to and from Manhattan or Queens, but it's a walkway bridge or driving, but only through Queens. So you can't drive directly to Manhattan. It's a really weird place, very isolated. Yeah, really strange. I played soccer over there in a rec league, and I would go over there for the game, and then I saw there was a flyer that said, "Hey, we have an apartment," and I was moving out of my apartment. I was like, "Oh, let me check it out." So I lived there, and it was a weird living situation with a couple other people. So, but it was cool. It was cool to be there for like 6 months. Very strange.
It was my high school classmates.
Hey, that's Jason Jr. there? What's his name?
Yeah, he's my mini-me.
Hey, so Jason, you were down in Tempe for a little while?
Yeah, I actually did like a year of just kind of goofing around, drove cross country, skied and snowboard, but I stayed in Tempe for about 5-6 months.
When was that? I'm just curious. Like
97, 98-ish.
Okay, cool.
I had a Jeep then too, though.
Yeah.
Man.
It's I moved out here, so you guys know, like, I don't know if you know the whole story. Like, I moved out here, kind of replaced Sean Carabine with Scott, because Scott and Sean had moved out here. I graduated college, came out here my senior year in college, and just was like, hey, let's just check out, for a week, whatever. And then moved out, and been out here ever since. So
wow,
yeah.
I worked at the ballpark. I worked at the Arizona Diamondbacks ballpark in a restaurant, actually, later. The first year they were open.
My buddy had season tickets in the right field section, but I'm a Yankee fan, dude. I can't do the Diamondbacks.
Oh yeah,
nope.
I hear you there.
I will tell you a story. In 1995, I think, or actually it was 2005. Excuse me. They came in.
Is that Zach? Yeah, that's Zach.
John
Can you hear
Johnson.
us? Zach, I'm good, man. How you doing? What's up? Where are you at? Are you in town? Or are you someplace else? Where are you living these days?
Is that Steven?
And Jason Hurman and Deirdre Madison's running around someplace.
Hello, I'm back.
Zach, where do you live these days, Zach?
I really wish you were here. I think I'm gonna aim the camera up a little more. How's that?
All right, cool.
Is that better?
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, it is. Well, we can see the people.
Bring them in. Bring them in. Bring them in.
Yes.
We wish you were all here.
Yeah.
So,
And
What, Zach, where are you living these days?
I live here, Brooks.
Nice.
Yeah, you know, my mother's mantra was, "Get the hell out of here. Do whatever you want, but just get out of here." And I did that for all of my 20s. But you know, you always come home, right? Oh yeah,
That's right. Where'd you go in your 20s?
How long ago? I feel like it was what 5, 6 years ago that I saw you in Amagansett Square.
you
Yeah,
probably did.
probably 6 or 7. Yeah.
I guess yeah, because I come home. I've been home a lot, and then I stopped after I had college, and I was home for last year.
You're breaking up.
What'd you say?
You're breaking up.
Oh, I don't know why.
Oh, you're looking great.
Thank you. I figure you at the country club and nobody's dressed up.
I just had this strip pressed. Come on.
All right, I'm gonna do my next question. Zach, here. Zach, you're gonna stay here. You're gonna answer this question. So, what is the most exciting place you've traveled to since high school? That's the question. So, Jason Hurman, you're up first.
Costa Rica,
Oh, nice. What'd you do in Costa Rica?
honeymoon,
Nice.
and surfed.
Nice.
Very good. How about you, Deirdre? Any place
Yeah.
exciting?
Brazil. Are we ready?
Place
Yes.
was
Lots of points.
Miami.
Bill.
Miami?
Yeah, that was the last exciting place I went.
Oh,
Cool. How about you, Zach? What's the most exciting place you went to, Zach?
Brazil.
Oh, Brazil. Nice. Where in Brazil?
I like Brazil.
Where in Brazil?
It's a car.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
Great. Beautiful.
Awesome. How about you, Steve?
Chicago.
Havasupai Falls, Arizona.
And
Where, Steve?
it's not here.
Havasupai.
Should I look over here? Or should I look over here?
No, we can see you. We can see you here. Yeah. Where, Steve?
Havasupai Falls.
Come on.
Where's that? Put it in the chat. I can't hear you.
Havasu.
You can't hear me.
Havasupai Falls.
Havasu.
Put it in the Steve. Put it in the chat. See Zach. What state is that in, Steve?
Can anybody tell me how to take this filter off? I think
Yeah.
that's why
Go
I'm
to
breaking.
Go to the dots. Oh, in Arizona. Interesting. Go to the 3 dots, Deirdre, and go.
Oh,
and
like
go-
Lake Havasu. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go-
no, it's Havasupai Falls. It's like in the Grand Canyon.
Awesome.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then
I've
go
been to
to
a town called Chunky, Mississippi.
apply visual effects, Deirdre.
Okay.
I think that should work. Yeah, and then go to the no screen underneath your circle. Oh, there you go. Hey, you made it. So Havasupai Falls. That sounds interesting. Tell us about it, Steve.
Yeah, so it's actually at the foot. It's a part of the Grand Canyon, but you have to actually hike down about 10 miles to get to it, and it's just blue water, like waterfalls, just really very interesting scenery for like 3 miles. So it was really worth the hike and the overnight. So yeah, it's all good. Check it out, like pictures. Seriously, check out pictures because you'd be like, "Wow, oh shit, that's really cool." But
Wow,
it's tough to get there. Yeah,
very cool. Let's see. For me, I think I went. I took a trip to Europe like 20 years ago. It was maybe Italy. I was in Florence. Actually, 2 different trips to Florence were pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Actually, two interesting observations from Florence. One is the tomatoes were so damn good. They didn't even taste like I'm not a big tomato fan, but like the tomatoes there were good. That's number one. But number two, some of the food wasn't that good. It was sort of like, this is okay Italian food. Most of it was great, but sometimes I was like, oh, that's not all the food is perfect. Some of it's like okay. So that was interesting. But a fun trip. We're gonna probably go back next summer. Now with my family, so it'll be fun. Okay, here comes the next question. I know you guys are chomping at the bit to get to all with two more questions. Here we go. Here's a fun one. So, what are you most proud of doing in your life since graduation? So what's something you've done? It's like, you know what? I'm thinking about that now. I'm proud of me doing this. What was it? Jason Hurley, you're up first.
Oh, good God, I'm always first.
That's right. Oh, you're quick. I know it. I remember you. You're quick.
I was really proud that I paid for college by myself.
Wow.
And but obviously my proudest achievement is my little man. He's an awesome little dude who's a straight A student. And he is really going to be either a rocket scientist or an engineer at NASA. So.
Nice. Very cool. I have a friend, a writer who's in my one of my programs. She's at NASA. She actually not only is she at NASA, she's at this really cool island in like the Marshall Islands in the middle of the ocean. She's great, and she's a great screenwriter. She's awesome. Okay, Steve, how about you?
I'm at I don't know. I'm happy with my life right now, so I think like my greatest achievement is being where I'm at my place in my life right now. I have a nice house, nice educated. I went through the whole life thing, so I don't know. No big ones, just little ones that make it all good. So
nice. I like it, brother. Sounds steady. Very cool. How about you, Ms. Deidre?
Mine would be having my son, because I never was thinking about children. So we actually had them. Great. That was the best achievement. Like nothing else compares. Like all the stuff I've been through.
It's so funny though, because being a later in life parent, my wife and I would always make fun of people who talk about their kids and this and that. I'm like, get a life. But once you become a parent, you're like, oh, wow, it's not about you.
Yeah, and I'm always like, every time I'm sitting around talking with grown people, somehow he comes in the conversation. I used to be like, why do these people think I want to hear about that darn show?
Yeah.
And now I'm the main one talking about my everybody say should be on camera. Like I'm the main one.
Amen.
Nice.
Brooks, you're a dad. How many kids you got?
Two
boys.
How old?
13 and 15.
All right.
Yeah, the best part about that for me is at this age is just having like real conversations with them, seeing just how they see the world and yeah, just trying to because my dad wasn't around in the way that I wanted him to be, so to be able to be the dad that I wish I had to them is such a gift. It's really great, and I get to I get to coach them in basketball and soccer, which is amazing. So that's like the best thing ever for me. So that's really fun. So that clearly would be the best thing. But I'm happy with how my life turned out in general. I mean, just a lot of craziness and ups and downs and this and that. But I know I really enjoy Hollywood and the film business. It's been really good to me. Really nice.
It's cool that you stuck with that. A lot of people haven't fulfilled their dream like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. It really is actually more of an endurance game than anything. There's people who are super talented, but they hit the bumps in the road and they're like, I'm out of here, and they go. But like, if you can find a way to, like Steve, find that sort of steadiness, you know what I mean? You can then endure, and then that would eventually then the numbers turn into your favor.
Yeah.
But you need that steadiness, because especially because the business is such a roller coaster, and if you ride the roller coaster, you're jacked. You have to basically be standing next to it and watch it, and not be attached emotionally, and then you have a shot, right? So it makes sense to me.
Yeah, Brooks, how do you actually feel about living on the West Coast? Like, how do you like it? I'm curious about that.
It feels like the summertime in East Hampton all year round. I love it.
Yeah, cool. No, it's a little different for me, but I mean, I kind of had that, like, I look at like the world, like I can live up and look up the sky, and it's like so big and open now versus what it was like, back whatever, So
what do you mean? I'm confused.
Like just like cloud cover, and like just you go back to the East Coast in the wintertime, it's always like cloudy and stuff, and out here it's like always like sunny and no clouds. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's different. I don't know.
Well, LA, I think, is a little different than Arizona.
Yeah,
but
it's different.
Probably more similar than the East Coast. So
yeah,
the way it is here, and I'm like in like the hottest place in LA. It's like the bowl, it's the valley. So the heat just sits. I mean, literally, dude, it gets 115 degrees usually like 4 or 5 times a summer. I mean, it's hot as hell. Well, Arizona, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
But generally speaking, the weather is either nice or really nice. Those are kind of the two options. So it's great. And when it rains, it's like, oh my God, what is this? What's falling from the sky? This is amazing. So it's
Same
all
here, dude. Yeah.
And they can't drive for shit. When it rains, there used to be people going, they're nuts. Like, what are you doing? Just chill out. Just rain.
Hey, Deirdre, the St. John's, what is it? St. John's Bridge that goes like between like, I don't know, Arlington into downtown Jacksonville?
Mm-hmm. Matthews Bridge.
The Matthews Bridge.
Matthews Bridge. Thank you. Okay, so when I was in school there, I literally watched somebody, when it had like 2 inches of snow, drive up it, didn't know how to like actually keep driving, and slid back down. I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm like, what? So that was like 1990. It was, or 1991. That was so awesome. But yeah.
Oh my God.
I can't drive anywhere. Yeah, that was funny. Matthews Bridge. Not the Danes Point Bridge, but the Matthews Bridge. Thank you.
Yeah, and literally I can walk out to like out of my area and I can see the Matthews Bridge.
Okay, I got one more planned question, and then we just got a freestyle. It is this one's looking into the future. So this is our 32nd class reunion. Looking ahead 32 years. We will be 83 years old. What's one thing you want between now and when you are 82, 83 years old? Jason Huerman, you're up first, brother.
Oh, shoot. I guess at that point I'll be glad to be a grandpa, but
beautiful.
If I'm above ground in 32 years, I've done okay.
Just alive and maybe a granddad. Okay, I like it.
My goals are simple at that point.
Love it. How about you, Mr. Steve Meyer?
I'd say to see all you guys again and be happy. That's it.
Nice. Wow. All right. Good one. Deirdre, how about you?
Yeah, I would say I'm definitely going to be a grandma. And I want to be a silver-haired fox.
Ooh. Right. My wife went gray. I love it. I think she looks great.
Yo, my signature in 2016, I was all gray. Like I wore all the gray wigs. Like when I did it, first of all, nobody was doing it. As soon as I put on my gray wig, everybody had on the gray wig. But actually, like I was like, I want my hair colored gray. My hairdresser was like, no, we're not doing that. You better keep wearing these wigs. But I love the gray. I love it.
Yeah, Deirdre, you're gonna look great. You're gonna look great as the silver Foxy D.
I'm trying to tell you.
You will. All right. How about me?
It's the same as you did in high school.
So that hasn't aged at all. there's a lot of things I want to do in the next 30 years. Definitely hitting the ones you guys said. So still being alive is a good one. Granddad would be spectacular. You know, I would like to do, actually, I coached a year of high school soccer, which was phenomenal. And then I was the freshman sophomore coach, and the varsity coach got fired for like political reasons. So they got rid of all the coaches. But I think once my kids sort of get up and out of the nest, I think I'd love to coach a high school soccer team again. A lot of fun.
Right on, dude.
Yeah,
I've done that. I coached my sons. Well, I did a lot of coaching when I was teaching, when I was younger.
Nice.
I actually taught the East Hampton Middle School tennis team.
Oh, wow, cool.
Very interesting. But coached my son in T-ball, and it was a local YMCA team, and the kids didn't have gloves.
Oh, geez.
And of course, he was the only kid who gave any grief to me and his mom, who was my assistant coach. I married an athlete, actually, so that comes in handy.
Yeah, no, it's tricky to coach your own kid. You know, my older one was mostly doing it for fun. My younger one is like a killer, and I really wanted to meet each one wherever he's at. Like, don't do it for me, do it for yourself. And so it was a blessing to be able to have both of them, to be able to really go, yeah, I don't, you know.
Our son doesn't like sports, so it's weird because.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're a sports guy.
My wife actually is just as big a sports fan as I am. It's crazy, but
That's nice.
She went to Tulane, but she was offered a full scholarship at a school here in Alabama to play volleyball, and she's like Deidre's size. She's like 5'2".
Wow. Volleyball's a great sport. It's really really cool one. Well, my friends, that was all the questions I had prepared. They're pretty good questions, right? Not bad.
They were very good questions. I was curious how you were going to pull that off. You did a great job.
Thank you. Well, I do. So I do. In addition to writing my own screenplays, I host calls like this, like 2, 3, 4 times a week. I mean, I was teaching a screenwriting class at UCLA Extension for years, and that was like 3 hours of me yapping about movies. And then I created this new sort of program where it's like I'm basically a life coach for screenwriters, in addition to writing my own stuff. So that goes really deep and intense. So I'm very comfortable sort of leading video calls, because I do it 2, 3 times a week, and love it. So I was like, oh, this will. And and Rich was kind of like, oh, I'm going to get a camera there. And I'm like, oh, that's going to be a fucking disaster. Let me come in and give it a little bit of structure, and then we can move things along. But I'm really glad you guys showed up. It was fun to connect with all of you.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Where'd they all go?
Yeah, really.
First of all, they should have been in that little room right there where those tables are. They should have been getting their drinks and coming right there to talk to me. What are they doing? I'm not understanding.
What were they thinking?
That's right. That's right.
Hey, but it took 2 years for us to do this, because it was like 2 years late, like COVID and all that crap. So whatever.
You need to do a 40th. A 40th is the number, and it needs to be more than 2 hours. Like, we got to do stuff. Like, it needs to be like a whole weekend of doing something. I don't care if we cooking out and barbecuing on the beach, but it needs to be a whole weekend of stuff. For me to travel from Florida, it needs to be a whole weekend of festivities on the last day of a Sunday. We get it in.
Agreed.
That's a good way to do it. Well, you got to jump in and lead the pack.
Nobody asked me, because I would have been gave instructions.
Are you not on Rich Maury's email list?
I am, but he didn't ask me what to do or nothing. He just told me what was going on, because you need to ask.
Well, I am empowering you right now, Deirdre. You can lead the charge. Everybody will support you and appreciate it. It's one of those things. I mean, the thing is, it's different. With Facebook, you kind of hear about people, you see them popping up. It's different than back in the day.
Like, if you think about it, like Montauk and stuff, like, we don't even have to spend a whole lot of money to do the cool stuff that's out there. Like, if you literally take a tour of Montauk and go through all the manor, The thing is haunted. Like, have you ever been in the tunnels under the manor? I bet you haven't. Yeah, my people were there, so I did. Of course, I ran out, but I'm just saying, all that stuff.
Have you guys? Hold on, that's a good question. Have you guys been to the manor and actually seen some haunted crap? Anybody?
Well, yeah. I mean, I saw it growing up. I mean, we would go, Andrew Nagnos and I, and Frank Sasso, Matt Eikenberry. We would go play in the manor, and there was like, and there's a little playhouse that's right below it now, but it used to have tennis courts on the inside, but like decrepit. Like they had tennis courts from like the 20s that they just left. But I mean, it was like we went there, and and Fred was there. We also went out to the old Air Force Base and the lighthouse. The Air Force Base truly has some crazy shit.
Not doing that again.
I was there with Freddie too, so I knew that one.
Yeah. Freddie lived there.
Yeah, he was in the base. Yeah,
he was at the base. He's, so
his house was right next to the base, Fred?
No, he was one of the. They actually closed the base in the early '80s, and it was like a lottery system where people got to bid, and if you got a nice house in Montauk for $40,000, and his mom was a single mom, and she got one of those houses.
I have a funny. You want to hear a funny story about Fred and his mom? So senior year, right? We he was in our limo, and it was like 5 of us, and we stocked up. My mom, for some reason, like for the senior prom or the prom and the banquet, both those weekends, junior year, senior, my mom left for that weekend, so it was like the best thing ever. I don't know why. So I had like I could the house to myself. So we loaded up all the booze, and then we limo comes into my driveway. We load up all the booze in the back, and the limo driver's like looking the other way, taking the hand off, looking the other way. So we're like, this is gonna be the best night ever. We're so excited. We pile in the limo. We go out to Montauk. We pick up Fred and I think maybe Laura. He was with Laura, and his mom comes out, fire in her eyes, going, and she goes right to the limo driver and goes, "Is there any alcohol in this limo?" And you see Fred just going, "Oh fuck, mom, no." and she's like, "You tell me, I'm holding you responsible. If there's one drop of alcohol in this limo, I'm coming after you." She was like on fire, and God bless him, limo driver goes, "Nope, I don't know what you're talking about." I was like, "Oh my God!" And then went out, and then Fred so brooding. He's like, "I'm sorry, my mom."
He's feisty.
Had a great night. It was pretty crazy.
Fred's like the only person that I went to high school with, or in our class, that actually knows my wife.
Oh, really?
He was living in Montauk, and my wife was actually working in investment banking in New York. And she came out with a couple of friends who her 2 friends could drink anybody under a table. And Fred and I tried to keep up. And, but it was fun. Fred was, he was working at Pizza Village, and he would write love poems to hot chicks when he delivered pizza to them. Not kidding.
No, I know it. Fred, I loved his love poems. I had one in my locker. He was like, he showed me the poem. That was great. I printed it out, put it in my locker. It was awesome.
Fred's the only guy that could buy beer at 16 just by walking into the CVS, whatever, in Bridgehampton with his work boots and take his shirt off because he had a chest full of hair at 16.
Where's he now? I see him on Facebook.
He's in St. Pete, I think, or the Tampa area.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I was hoping he'd make it. That's too bad.
I thought he would.
I love Freddie. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Who knows? Maybe he's got a life or something.
He's got 2 girls now.
Yeah, I think so.
They're in high school, or they graduated.
Well, we got anything else here, my friend?
No, I enjoyed it.
they never came back to see us. They just forgot we were here.
We have to be there in person to get that.
Yeah, I think the sound was tough. So I understand. I'm glad you at least got a little glimpse and were able to say hello to a couple people.
Yeah, I tried. I was gonna make it, but like I said, we had my 50th birthday last weekend, and they came.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you. So I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna make it to New York." I got an Airbnb and all this extra stuff.
Oh, it's Chris Kelly.
I'm going to say hello.
Chris.
Oh, all right.
What's up, brother?
Hey, everybody, good to see you.
How you doing, man?
Hello. Oh, you look the same. You just got hair on your face.
Yeah, what is that dirt?
I said you look the same, but you have hair on your face. Look at you. Grown.
I shaved this morning. This is my 5 o'clock shadow. How you doing, Brooks?
What's up, Chris? Good to see you, man.
Where do I look? I guess I look here.
Straight
I know.
Right there.
Yeah, that's good for us. Yeah.
All right.
So here's the deal, Chris. We've already I had questions prepared and we've already gone through them. So now we get to ask you the questions and you have to perform for all of us with these answers.
Okay.
I'm hanging.
You're all right, Brad?
I can say pass. I don't like the question.
Yes, of course. All right, here we go, Chris. Actually, here's here we go. Can you name a movie that you saw senior year? Rich, you can answer this question too, you guys. We've already answered these questions. Can you guys name a movie you saw senior year?
Untouchables?
No.
When did Die Hard come out? Oh yeah.
Die Hard was 87. I'm
Yeah,
a
that's
human
what I'm thinking.
IMDb.
All right. Then I don't remember.
I would say Untouchables came out in '89.
Untouchables was like 86 or 88.
89, I think, is the Untouchables.
Really?
Or 88, yeah. And then what came out in 90 was Unforgiven.
I have to think about.
That was good.
Terminator 2. All right.
All right, here's the next question. What was your Rich and Chris? What was your favorite song senior year of high school, 1990? Favorite song?
I was big into the Police then.
Oh yeah, you were way into the and Rush. You loved Rush.
No, I didn't Rush until later.
No, you were
like
in a
Rush.
Rush in high school big time.
For the record, I've never liked Rush.
Year, actually, you're right. Senior year, Matt got me into Rush, but I was also big into the Police. Synchronicity.
I respect Getty Lee, but I just don't like Rush.
How about you, Chris?
I would say I remember.
Oh, and sorry to interrupt you. Shannon Jones got me into Yes. Rush, the Police, Yes.
The first thing that pops into my head is, and I don't think it was senior, I think it was junior year, was Lady in Red.
Oh yeah.
Eric Carlin.
Jed Laskowitz loved that song. He would always sing it.
Well, and I'll say another because I like it. That's what it was.
All right, here's another question for you. And Diana, if she's there, she can chime in. Questions. You can look at the chat. Name one. Hold on. Where'd it go? One great memory from high school. Share one great memory. Yeah.
There's so many.
Pick one.
I went to my niece's field hockey game yesterday, and I've got to say it's the 1989 field hockey team that went to the playoffs. I saw Cooper this morning at the Sports Hall of Fame. Megan's on the wall for the Sports Hall of Fame, and
Wow.
I keep in touch with an awful lot.
See, I was thinking I guess I was thinking our junior year when the basketball team won the state championship and going up to Glens Falls, despite the one bus having the accident, having the
I was on
crash.
that.
I was on that bus.
I got the good bus.
I was on that bus.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, no, that was scary. My brother was on that bus. Like, yeah, I remember that. My brother was on that bus. Survived that and ended up,
They spun around in the snow. We were on the third bus, so we were behind the bus that crashed. They put everybody on the second bus onto our bus, so we could only go like 25 miles an hour. So we missed the first half of that game. We got there at halftime.
Best memory though is rushing the court and then giving a hug to Kenny Wood after we won, though. That was the greatest thing in the world, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I think I had like makeup on and stuff for that game. It was awesome.
Yeah. It's great.
Chris, how about you?
I'm sorry to change something. Do you guys know how Kenny Wood's son is doing right now?
Pro baseball player, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He is straight out of high school.
Yep.
Wow.
Like what?
Kenny could play baseball too. He pitched against us like in middle school, and he was 6'5", and we were not.
I was his second base in Little League turn, although I sucked, but he was awesome. But hey, whatever.
Yeah.
He was on the Lions, right? You were on the Lions with Kenny?
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
So you know,
He's ferocious.
Yeah, he would throw curveballs. I remember ducking and being scared shitless. And he would throw curveballs.
and he hit home runs and hit the GNC goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I call that the chicken house. I was trying to describe to my dad, you know, my dad's like 85 now, and I think he's having, you know, what is that building called now? It's like the chicken house. And he's like, oh, the chicken house.
Oh, I hadn't thought of the chicken house in forever.
In memory, and I've actually thought about this many times with Jason, harmonizing when we were in Little Abner together.
Oh,
nice.
good God.
Nice.
But I remember singing and singing in harmony with you, man. So.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
For a singer, I made a great actor. For a great actor, I made a terrible dancer.
Yeah. All right, there's another question. You guys ready? Rich, Diana, and Chris. Next question. Is there anything you miss about high school?
Nothing really. Other than being able to play sports and not feel like I'm 100 years old.
I'll say this because I've traveled away. I've missed people who know how to pronounce my last name immediately.
Yeah.
It's everything, Liz, blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't until I came home, and this was weird. My mom got picked up. My mom had lymphoma. She got picked up by an ambulance. Don't worry about it. Mom's fine. But she came into the house to pick her up, and they're like, hey, Mrs. Lease, this is where the Lease house. And they all said it correctly. And I was like, I love East Hampton.
That's funny.
This is why I'm here. Yeah, I'm David's sister. Hello, I'm David's sister. You guys moved away. David, my brother, is a town councilman now. So I'm now his sister.
Ah, there you go. That's cool.
I was always Khalif's sister. Like I was always Khalif's sister. And I know what you said about your name because since I've been, nobody calls me Deirdre. They're like Deidre, Deatrice. I don't have no TH. Like where Deatrice from? Like I don't even understand that. It's it's not that hard.
So, all right, Chris, how about you? Anything you miss about high school?
I guess, well, what I missed about high school and East Hampton at the same time was just how much more quiet it was out here. Because I live out here year round now. And yeah, I remember being able to be in town and walk home barefoot from East Hampton Village to my house, which I wouldn't do. Yeah, I did. Well, I was out there working at Sam's. So I was a dishwasher at Sam's. You'd be soaked from after a night of work. So you take off your shoes and walk home.
You walked home from Sam's?
Yeah. You can do that back then. You can't do that now.
That's true. I mean, we used to leave our house unlocked, our cars unlocked. We don't do that now either.
Yeah.
But from high school specifically, I just miss being 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now everything aches for months, you know.
It's different. All right, next question. Was there any class you took in high school that prepared you for adulthood?
Oh, health class, definitely. Sex education.
There you go. How about you, Rich?
Come join us.
I mean, I guess the Pascal programming class I took when I was.
There you go.
That's about it.
Oh, typing. Typing.
Yeah, typing.
Typing has been probably the most, that I have acknowledged over the years. The fact that I learned how to type on a QWERTY keyboard. Yeah.
Can you do it without looking?
What's that?
Can you
I think
type
we were in the
without
same
looking?
class.
Make a decision. Or stay.
I'm still a fast typer. I don't know if that was a question.
That was a question.
I saw him.
Yeah.
I saw him.
Diana and Michelle, were there any classes you guys took that prepared you for adulthood?
Prepared us for
And
adulthood.
COVID.
I don't think it was a class, but Barbara Bologna did, I don't know if it was a club, like a debate. Did a debate club kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Your argument.
Yeah.
We did, what was the class we had to do mock trial?
Yeah, that was like
Maybe
a
that's-
history of government class.
I just remember having to do a murder trial and we didn't have a body. I was the prosecutor. I'm like, we're never gonna get it fixed. Oh, you were the judge. Mike Davis and I were co-prosecutors. And we didn't have and the case that we got, we didn't have a body. And we were trying to, because that's what the description said, that the investigators, we had blood stain and something, and we had, it was all circumstantial and like.
So that criminal trial prepared you for adulthood, Rich? What are you revealing here, man?
No, I already said the Pascal programming class.
Okay, all right, that's fine. All right, Chris, anything? Oh, you said health class. Okay. Next question. If you could go back in time, what would one piece of advice be that you'd give yourself senior year?
Try apple stock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Go on.
Yeah.
Take that advice.
Yeah.
That would work.
Sorry, I went with the simple financial insight.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess, yeah, on a serious note, yeah, question things more. That's what I would say.
Yeah, it's a good one. Anybody else have one? Diana or Michelle?
I don't have a better answer.
No, I know, apples not.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I remember stressing about class rank, probably right behind you, right behind Chris, and I don't think I would have worried. Nobody asked me what my class rank was.
Nobody ever gave it. Yeah.
No.
Right.
But
I
it
actually,
doesn't-
I didn't even know, but that's what makes you
I don't think it doesn't.
Maybe that's advice I would
I
have
don't
given
care.
my parents, who always said, find yourself, you've done better.
Right.
No.
It's like, I don't know, I did what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So maybe I would have given that advice to my
That's bring more.
All right. Here's the next question. And Michelle was here for this question when we asked it last time. Politics. Have your politics changed after high school? Did you lean? Were you? I think Chris and Rich. I think you guys were both left in high school. Did you stay left or did you switch?
I didn't really follow politics at all. I mean, until I got into college and actually vote in the presidential election was the first time I really was interested in it. And I'll admit I voted for Ross Perot, my first president elect, because I like somebody who's out in the system.
How about you, Chris?
Around like crazy trying to get it out. It's
For the Libertarian candidate in 2016. So I was like the outsiders.
Yeah, I now reject the concept of left and right. I think it's disadvantageous to the health of American democracy.
Would you say you're independent or like? Would you say you're independent or libertarian or just like non-political or?
Independent, where when things get split up into two camps, things get polarized and it stops making sense. So yeah, left and right, I find I don't like those.
So interesting you say that. I was asked this week to submit to fill a Board of Education seat, which means I probably have to pick a party.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, I'm a registered independent.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
not
then
sure.
make you pick.
And somebody would make me pick, and I'm not sure I want to do that,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
You must be able to run.
you can, yes, but I think if you have a party,
Right.
bring the other people.
That's how they get you.
Well, that's part of the problem with politics. It's like you can't just be, okay, let's look at each situation and each debate or each issue
You have to buy into a tribe.
Right, there's tribalism, yes. Okay.
All right, next question.
Uh-oh.
Did you go to college after graduating, and are you happy with that choice?
Yes.
Yes and yes.
Yes,
Yes and yes.
yes.
All right.
I work at my college.
I do nothing related to my college, but I really enjoy going to film school.
Yeah.
But my
Nice.
parents' decision that he always has computers to fall back on, so we'll let him go to film school, work that.
And Diana, you went to Chapel Hill for school?
I went to Chapel Hill and I work there now.
Cool, nice.
Yep,
Awesome.
come back to visit us.
Yeah, I should visit. It's great. I loved it. All right, here we go. Any place that you've traveled since high school that's kind of exciting?
Lots of places. Lots of places.
Yeah.
Well, name one. Share one place you've traveled since high school that was fun.
Nepal.
Oh, cool. Did you hike?
Is that what you did?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I went up to
With the big lighter, it kept keeping you alive?
yeah,
With the like fancy one you couldn't get to light?
yeah, camping in a frozen lake bed up near Everest Base Camp. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Later. I haven't been to Nepal, but I've been to Hawaii.
You've been to Bhutan.
I've been to Bhutan.
I haven't been to Hawaii.
I haven't been to Hawaii.
I'll add Vietnam and Cambodia.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, nice.
Yes.
How was the food in Cambodia and Vietnam? Good food?
Food in both places was very good. Cambodia had some interesting things.
Yeah.
You were
I
adventurous.
fried tarantulas.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's crunchy. Doesn't really tastes like chicken. Though. Doesn't really
What
taste like
thing
anything,
fried
but it's
is it-
crispy.
Do you realize that you're eating transport?
Not really. You didn't. But there are some other things. Maybe a little more adventurous. Yeah,
right.
I thought.
Fair enough. I gotta go. I've got a 2-year-old at home.
Oh,
So
Oh,
Yeah,
Chris,
Yeah.
could you say, hey, Chris, one thing. Tell Jed to email me. I've been trying to email him. I don't know if my email's getting through. Tell him to email me.
okay.
Thank you.
Good seeing you guys.
Good to see you, buddy.
Thanks, Brooks, for this whole deal.
You are welcome, my friend Rich.
Take care, guys. Good night.
Good night. Deirdre, Jason, take care. I'm
Yeah, I
sending
gotta
you
jump off.
lots of love. Take care, Steve. Good to see you. Goodbye, Diana.
See ya.
Everybody.
Good to see everybody here.
Appreciate it.
Guys.
I follow you on Instagram.
Yeah.
I gotta go save my wife from our vicious Cocker Spaniel now.